Have other folks, I'm the Newstarcadefan here. Funny thing happened, this is it. I forgot to save at this point, I have to play it through to get back to this point. No harm, no foul. Let's get started. With that, she smiled, getting off of my bed before slipping back into her dress and stepping out of the door, slowly closing the door behind her on the way out. Kyo was here, by the way. I lay back smiling satisfied with how the day went, and yet thoughts still prowled in my head. As I calmed down, my mind couldn't help but drift into the events of a few days before. I tried to toss them away as I drifted to sleep. I was just standing there. I was just watching the whole place burn. I felt so useless watching my home burn to the ground. I felt the heat whipping onto my face from the sink that seemed so close by. I couldn't move my feet, they felt like lead, but I swore I could hear the panicked cries of my family from within the smoldering wreck of my old shelter. These memories seared and burned inside me until I awoke in the middle of the night. Thirsty, I needed to go up to the cafeteria. Slowly, I made my way up on the bed to give myself a few seconds to register my consciousness. Then I began stepping out into the hallway, towards the kitchen, even during the evening. The lamp had dim lights across this hallway just in case. I trailed along the hall and made it into the kitchen. We got water. I set the glass in the sink, not wanting to make too much noise this late at night. I looked over at the microwave's clock and noticed it was glaring a neon 0059. It's nearly 1 o'clock in the morning. I ran my hand over my face and made my way back to my room. I kept thinking about what Kiel said. Maybe I should consider talking to her. It might help get a few things off of my trouble. I whispered to myself as I passed the main lab doors. I peeked nearby. The doors were left slightly open. Through the crack, I couldn't make out much aside from the screens from the machine flickering with light. I could barely make out the images displayed, a silhouette of some sort, but what? Just like that, it went out and I suddenly backed away from the door in shock. During whoever I might be upset with, I was spying on whatever they were doing. I dashed to the end of the hall and took a turn, not before turning my back to the wall and leaning my head around the corner. The light down the halls was sufficient for seeing things was still very dim. Things were hard to make out as the lab doors swung open. I could see a figure of sorts step out. We know who it is. Who it was, I couldn't tell, but it definitely was female in stature, long hair, fit and voluptuous. Which woman it was, if I take yes, I'd say it looked like. As I got lost in my thoughts, finger turned towards me. I pulled my head back and turned to my bedroom, dashing silently towards it before closing my door and plunging beneath my covers. Has she seen me? I hope not. I lay there expecting someone to walk in, but no one did. I went silent, feeling my breath slow and heartbeat relax as my tired mind overcame me, slowly drifting off to sleep. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a dangerous situation. That's number one. Number two is right now, the natural wake-up call. It was Rosa's sword. We have work to do. We have some serious work to do. And if you remember at the top, the first mission was to observe history to make sure everything is as it said. Over with Chrontek lurking around, well, it's time ready to go for. Yeah, confirmation of the Qing dynasty is pretty well documented. That's true. This was already well known. We're right here. Good question. Any Chrontek, but we know something's gonna go down real soon. And through the window they go. However, and this is a huge however, the talk about boobs continues. And Rose has a point. Gigantic boobs are impractical, especially for those actually fighting. Meanwhile, Kyo loves the curves a lot. And well, yeah, you get the idea. Yeah, you definitely can get the idea through their actual reactions. Rose is horrified, while Kyo's just happy-go-lucky loving it. And we're going back to China, the 18th century. And we're at the destination. Good question. Most of the time. Yeah, like never? That's a good question. But we don't have time to be playing pokey poke poke. I agree with Rose. They're quite impractical at this stage of the game. And Kyo just admitted this. She used to be a wallflower and a flatty. And yes. We don't have time for that either. And here's one question that we still haven't had answered yet. Like I ever went through before. Surprising? Well, actually, this is probably no. Because Tensai is way too old to go through and he needs to stay back. And also, it's not known about the effects of the guys either, so that's actually a couple of things that needs to be taken right. Somehow, some way, a guy might get a blessed estrogen and end up really messing his body up. It's something that's not worth the risk. It's not as simple as a boy or girl. And that's something that we can understand quickly. Meanwhile, we got trouble coming. And about now, the time window has its own ideas. And the time window wants us to get through there somehow. And Kenji ends up getting pulled through. Before she can do anything to stop it, the window suddenly swallowed me, taking me through. I couldn't even scream in time before I felt there was no air around me. Last thing I heard was getting sucked in with Michelle screaming my name in panic. For a moment, I felt weightless, as if I was getting pulled gently through space. My chest felt heavy, my head felt high. Soon the gentle drifting and came speeding gradually, and faster, I felt like a comet shooting through space. A very apt description. This is problem number 2. We're now in the same place as the girls are. 18th century China. But our body is actually normal compared. Everything, though we still don't know the effects yet. Yeah, the big question was who dragged me through. Before I can think on that, I heard calls from the distance and I turned to see both Rose and Kyo dashing towards me, waving their arms to get my attention. I waved back. They slowed, walking towards me as I walked towards them. Eventually we were face to face, and we're grateful you found us too. Oops. Right. That's, yeah, it's less than hitting more with the bodies. And we need to hurry and get back home now because problem number 3 is gonna start real soon. Yes. Yeah, they just roll with it for now, but we can't explain it. For as long as it's not there too long, there aren't any adverse effects. Yeah, they're still working on the kinks. The machine was broken. Yeah, all machine technology and machines have their kinks, but when it comes to time travel, it's best to have everything correct. Well, yeah, and Kiel just admitted she was a total flatty. Like, yeah, you told him, not me. Yeah, we need to get out of the Qing dynasty now because we know problem number 3 is going to be here right about now. Chrontek, Bunny, and Mizuki. Apparently, they have an ulterior motive in trying to screw up the timeline. Of course, nobody knows the true effects of the timeline, and it's time to fight. And yeah, we already know Bunny has quite powerful legs, and she's playing with us. Hardcore. And Kyo's faster than that. That's when the whip comes. And Rosa's thrown down with Blade versus Blade. And well, this is where all hell broke loose. Kyo was a lot faster than that. And of course, Rosa and Mizuki are thrown down. And it's a stalemate, and we feel useless. Yeah, it's not about the what they can do, it's about the what they will do. Yeah, now the bigger question is why exactly are Bunny and Mizuki trying to stop the tragedies in the timeline in the first place? Right. This is the question that Kenji asked. It's not the matter of actually going through time, it's the matter of being responsible with it. And as we found, our friends finding, that's a tough question to answer. And there's a lot of things that we just don't know for sure. And somehow the information got to the Chrontek girls, and Rose is pissed. Yep, she got knocked on her ass and there's a break in her face. And she has done a natural bloodlust. Yeah, this is a huge problem, and we now need to get back home fast. And the time window appear. And we're all being dragged through time. However, actually end it. Actually, no, I'm not going to end it here. Because I want to get through this part. Nothing out of the ordinary has happened. But we're here for observation, just like at the hospital. It could be, but we don't have enough evidence for that part yet. And we have to keep an. Yeah, we're under observation. Right, and this is 100% new territory. And the old man is 100% worried. Yeah, we don't feel. We feel. Well, physically, yeah, but mentally. Yeah, we didn't actually volunteer to go through the time window. And it's very much dangerous, and Kale actually cares for us real seriously. We definitely could have been injured or killed through it. And she is straight up crying because she's sad and fearful. And this is a punch in the face right here. Right. Oh no. Kale actually cares about us despite our happy-go-lucky nature, and she's also quite insecure. Yeah, she is a mess. Yeah, she feels inferior because Michelle is amazing with technology and Rose can design. But Kyo's the science and history girl, so she shouldn't feel bad about that. She's not inferior, she does need to focus on the things that she's good at rather than the things that she cannot do. And she's actually a competent and fast fighter to boot. So there's a lot of things that she does understand. And we actually had her smiling. And here's where I'm going to end it. Anyway, like, comment, just rate, comment, and follow on both channels. It helps a lot greatly. And anyway, thanks for watching. I'm the Newstarcadefan. Have a good evening or day wherever you are. And thanks for watching, and bye for now.